Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Happiness Hub, the go to podcast for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs striving to attract abundance, grow their business, and achieve financial and time freedom. I am your host, Marianne Rouse, and today's topic is something close to my heart: cultivating gratitude in times of adversity. Let's be real, life doesn't always feel like sunshine and rainbows, right? Especially as entrepreneurs, we face challenges that can test our patience, resilience, and optimism. Whether it is a project that falls through, a launch that doesn't hit the numbers, or just the everyday chaos of juggling life and business, adversity is part of the journey. But here's the magic: gratitude is the mindset that can shift everything. It doesn't erase challenges, but it equips us with the clarity and energy to navigate them with hope and positivity. So, today we are diving deeper into how gratitude changes your perspective during tough times, two real life stories of resilience fueled by gratitude, and practical tips that you can implement right away using tools like our gratitude journal. So stay with me, beautiful souls, because this one might just change how you approach those tougher days. And why do we want to focus on gratitude, right? First, let's talk about that why. Why focus on gratitude when you are in the middle of a storm? When adversity hits, our natural reaction is often to focus on what is going wrong. It is easy to spiral into frustration, self doubt, and even hopelessness. But gratitude acts as a mental reset. Gratitude forces you to zoom out and it helps you to see the bigger picture. It reminds you that even in hard times, there is still abundance around you. Maybe it's the support of a friend, the lessons that you're learning, or even the simple act that you are still standing. Science backs this up too. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude reduces stress, boosts your mood, and helps you to problem solve more effectively. It rewires your brain to focus on opportunities instead of obstacles. All right, let's take a look at someone whose story is the epitome of turning adversity into abundance, J.K. Rowling. And I know I've talked about her before, but she became a household name with the Harry Potter series. And before becoming that household name, her life was anything but magical. She was a single mom, living on welfare and struggling to make ends meet. She described the period of her life as hitting rock bottom. On top of that, she faced rejection after rejection. 12 publishers turned down her manuscript. So, how did she keep going? She chose gratitude. Rowling focused on the small blessings in her life: the love of her daughter, her passion for writing, and the dream she held onto, even when no one else believed in her. Eventually, a small publisher gave her a chance, and the rest is history. But it wasn't just luck, it was her gratitude and her mindset that carried her through those dark times. She's shared that focusing on what she did gave her the strength to persevere. So, what can we learn from her? Well, when life feels overwhelming, find your small wins. What are the tiny things that give you hope, joy, or purpose? Be sure to write them down. Now, let's talk about Nick, and I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Vujicic. If you haven't heard his story, be prepared to be inspired. So, Nick was born without arms or legs, and just as you can imagine, his early life was filled with struggle. And I've seen him speak, and he talks about his chicken foot, to where he's got a little something, a little nub, and he calls it his chicken foot. But you know what? He faced bullying, feelings of isolation, and moments where he questioned his own worth. But instead of staying in that place of despair, Nick began to focus on what he did have: his mind, his faith, his voice, and the love of his family. He found gratitude in simple joys of life, like relationships, humor, and the ability to inspire others. Gratitude became his foundation, and now he's one of the world's most sought after motivational speaker. His story is proof that even in the toughest circumstances, gratitude has the power to shift your entire perspective. Nick teaches us that focusing on abundance, no matter how small, is what helps us to move forward. It's not about ignoring your challenges, it's about choosing to appreciate the good things that still exist alongside of them. So, let's talk about you. How can you bring gratitude into your life when things feel hard? Here are some practical steps that you can start today. Let's start with that morning gratitude ritual. Each morning, grab your journal and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. It can be as simple as: I woke up today. I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for the cup of coffee I'm about to enjoy. Start your day with gratitude, and that will help to set the tone for everything else. It's a reminder that abundance already exists in your life. And I'm going to invite you to create a gratitude pause during stressful moments. When you're feeling overwhelmed, whether it's a missed deadline or a difficult client, pause. Open your gratitude journal and ask yourself, what is one thing I'm still doing that is going right? What is a lesson that I could take from this moment? That small shift in focus can help you to tackle challenges with clearer and a calmer mindset. And I understand if you're facing that client right in that moment, you can still pause without opening up a journal in front of them. You can still pause and reflect. Just take 10 seconds to think, what is something that is going right? Or what is a lesson that you can take from that moment? Find the gratitude in that small pause. And then, how about I'm going to talk about doing some reframing of setbacks, because at the end of each day, reflect on one challenge that you have faced. And I want you to write it down and then write how you grew from it and what you have learned. For example, maybe it's a client that canceled, but you learned to double check contracts, or you didn't hit a goal with a launch. Well, maybe you got great feedback for the next time. So, this is an exercise that can help you to turn adversity into growth, which is something that you can be grateful for. Okay, so here's one more thing that you can do right away, and that's to keep a gratitude jar. This one is so much fun. Just keep a jar in your office or wherever that you like to keep the jar. It could be on your kitchen counter. It could be in the living room. And anytime that something positive happens, maybe you received a kind email or you met a new client, any kind of small wins, write them on a piece of paper and drop it in the jar. And then when you're having a tough day, you can just pull out a few notes to remind yourself of all the abundance in your life and all the wins that you have been experiencing. Okay, so if you're not using a gratitude journal yet, let's talk about that. But if you are using our gratitude journal, you're already a step ahead. And we do have some wonderful structures in there so that you can stay consistent even on those hard days. So, beautiful souls, adversity doesn't mean that abundance is impossible. Gratitude is that bridge that takes you from frustration to clarity, from lack to abundance. So here's my challenge to you. Start your gratitude practice today. Use your journal or just grab a piece of paper and write 3 things that you're grateful for and notice how it shifts your mindset. And if you found this episode helpful, subscribe to the Happiness Hub and share it with someone who needs a little encouragement today. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the hard stuff. We know that. It's about appreciating the good that exists alongside of it. It is a simple but powerful tool that can change your energy, it can change your mindset, and it changes your life. So I want to say thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your journey to abundance starts with the gratitude that you cultivate today. So a hooey ho, toodle pip, and until next time, aloha.